Back to the Kim Win Today program, 19 minutes after the hour. We welcome Dade County School Superintendent Josh Ingle to the Newsmaker segment this morning. He is no stranger to the program. Actually, we just talked with him a couple of days ago as things continue to change. Wanted to bring him back in and go over some of the changes yet again they're going to be happening with the restart of the school year. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How's it going?
Doing good. I know that you have been a busy person.
It's been busy. It certainly has. But
and having to get into the medical side and all of the different things like that, it's almost getting in the way of the business that you actually are hired to do.
Exactly.
But this week you announced and everyone did. The middle school and the high school went basically home to quarantine until Monday of next week of what you originally said. The elementary school here in Dade County operating as normal. Several of the grade levels at Davis operating as normal. 3 of them at home, quarantining, if you will. And then y'all got together yesterday and decided to go to basically a tier level,
yes,
depending on the severity of the need to quarantine and the cases that are going on.
Yes, that's correct. Principals and I, a couple of our directors, we came together, put our heads together. We wanted something that will allow us some flexibility. When the middle school and the high school went remote learning the other day, I think I told you on Tuesday, the easiest thing for us to have done would have been to close down. But at Dade Elementary, they're still going strong. There's really no need to close that down. So we came up with a plan that would allow us some flexibility as a school system, and not necessarily have to close down the whole system or go hybrid for the whole system. It's school-based, school specific. But you're right. It's a 3-level plan. Course level 1, that's low to just low spread. That's when we're in school 5 days a week, and we're using our COVID procedures. But then and
wouldn't it be fair to say that's what Dade Elementary is doing right now?
Yes, Dade Elementary.
They're in level 1. Everything is going, but you got procedures in place.
Yeah, Dade Elementary is at level 1. And as things begin to spread, we do have an elementary moderate spread, and then a middle high school moderate spread. Our elementary levels, basically what we're doing at the elementary school is going back to exactly what we did last year. If a case at the elementary school, if there's a positive case in a classroom at the elementary school, we're going to go ahead and quarantine the class. And then if it were to spread among a particular grade level, if it starts to pop up in another class in that particular grade, then we'll go ahead and quarantine that grade. So it's going to be on a case-by-case basis. But if we get to the point where, it starts to, get pervasive, spreading, across multiple grade levels, then we're going to look at going, remote learning at the elementary grades. And then at the middle school and high school, we're going to look at our data, our positive cases, and our number of quarantines. And then if we end up having to go to a hybrid model, basically we are reducing the amount of individuals that are in the building. So we'll have half of our kids coming to school on a Monday and Tuesday, and then everyone would go virtual or remote on Wednesday, and then we would spray and fog the classrooms, disinfect, and then the other half of the students would come to school on Thursday, Friday. And so, that's what we're planning on doing on August the 26th, when students return back to Dade Middle and Dade High.
That'll be next Thursday.
Yeah, that's correct. A week from today.
So a certain percentage, and they will know in advance, these 2 days, they go to school Thursday and Friday.
Yes, correct.
The other half of the students will go to school on Monday and Tuesday, but it does not start until next Thursday.
That's right.
So middle school and high school, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week are all still virtual.
Yeah, that's correct. And then the question may come up, okay, like on a lot of our holidays fall on a Monday. So those students that come to school on Monday and Tuesday, what do? Well, we'll just shift it back. They would come to school on Tuesday and Wednesday. So we wouldn't have that Wednesday, we wouldn't have a remote day. We would just have the first half of the students in school on Tuesday and Wednesday, the second half of the kids on Thursday and Friday.
So it's important now, you've got a week, parents, to reach out to your school and middle school and high school and find out what days that your child, and from what I understand, y'all have really put a lot of time and effort and research into this, and say, I've got a child in middle school and I've also got a child in high school. You've done your best to put both of those students on the same schedule.
Yes, that's correct. What we did was we used our student information system, Infinite Campus, and we pulled the students by households or by guardian last name. So, for example, if a mom out there has 2 kids of her own and then a stepchild, if we didn't want them to come to school on different days, we're trying to be consistent with the parents. Keep kids in school, even though kids may have different last names. If they live in the same household, they're coming to school on the same day. So we exported the file that way from Infinite Campus, and then went through the alphabet and kind of divided it in half. But if there are some questions or concerns about it, feel free to reach out to Miss Bueller and Mr. Farney. They're very flexible. They're going to work with them, work with parents best we can. But this is a start. This is to get us started. We may have to make adjustments as we go. But we're going.
Well, you're basically saying, okay, we know the number one thing is to have students in classroom settings, because that is really the way they learn.
Yeah. Well, and the number one thing is to have them in the classroom setting safely.
And by doing this, you're basically taking half of your population and they're off-campus learning.
Yes, that's correct. So, and the question may come up, well, when my kid's not in school on Monday and Tuesday, what do we do? Well, the teachers will be pushing out assignments in Google Classroom for them to work on those days.
So there is, so just because you only go to school on Monday and Tuesday doesn't mean that you do nothing on Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday.
You're exactly right. There'll be plenty of assignments pushed out into those through Google Classroom.
And really, I guess, Superintendent, you got to push back a little bit to or delegate a little bit to the parents. They're going to have to help this.
Yes.
They're going to have to make sure their students are online and doing their assignments and making sure they're turning in.
One thing that I would ask for, our parents is just, communicate with your schools. If you have questions, please reach out to the school, send an email, keep those communication lines open. That's what we're here for. We're going to do our best to take care of the kids. But we also want the kids, in school as much as we can. So we're here to assist. And, we understand that parents, need to go to work. So that's what we're doing, everything that we possibly can to keep our doors open, but also slow down the spread as much as we can.
Absolutely. Well, all right, Superintendent, thank you so much. The plans that we've talked about, the level 1, 2, 3, all the plans and all the information is on the school website. We've got it posted at the Mountain Valley Independent at Discover Dade. And it's really between now and next Thursday, the parents need to know what days their children are going to go. The buses will run. They'll pick them up. The buses that run for the elementary schools, they're going as normal now. And just we'll let you know if there's any changes. And, of course, the school will let you know as well.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of this plan as far as our buses go. It doesn't change anything. They may have to adjust their times because they're not transporting as many middle and high school kids, but they're still going to be going the same route.
All right.
So,
Well, sounds good. You'll be back with us next Tuesday, and I might add that anytime anything drastic changes in this plan, you'll be back, and let us know any day.
yes, and I'll be on the
You're
3 o'clock update
always
today
you're
at the
welcome.
county
You'll
commission.
be on the county's Facebook Live at 3 o'clock today.
That's
Thank
right.
you very much.
Thank you.
That is Superintendent Josh Ingle here from Dade County Schools. I got our news segment coming up at the bottom of the hour. Told you there's going to be a lot of information today.